What is up, everybody? G4TV here today. So it appears the G4TV saga continues to these Sony fanboys. Apparently, they said something else that got these Sony fanboys triggered. At first, it was this lady who got these guys triggered. Now it's another co-host, the Black Hokage, who said the PS5 catalog has been pretty dry for this year, and these guys are pretty upset about it. So let's see what this fanboy posted. He said, outside of Ratchet and Clank is boring. Did my man play Returnal, Deathloop, the best console versions of PS5 of Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, Death Stranding Director's Cut, and Final Fantasy Remake and agreed. So they just can't get it that people just really weren't happy with the PS5 selection of games this year. I don't understand why they just can't believe it, but yeah, people can honestly think that the PS5 really had no great exclusives this year, to be honest. Like Ratchet and Clank was okay. I played that game, was okay. Wasn't like really anything monumental, just the graphics were very pretty. That's it. Returnal, I have no interest in playing Returnal. It's like I don't like the games where you got to keep dying over and over again. I don't find fun in those games like that. And Deathloop, that game is very niche. It's like for the people who like the Dishonored games, that audience who like those games, you probably love Deathloop, but I wasn't really a fan of the Dishonored games, to be honest. So I still got Deathloop in the backlog. I haven't really played that game longer than like an hour. So I gotta agree with this guy. Like PlayStation exclusive games this year, it was not that great in my opinion. And this guy said the same thing. The PlayStation was kind of dry, and they are super salty about this guy's his opinion. So we're gonna listen to the clip, and we're gonna see these guys their salty comments. So let's play the clip.
Have Game Pass also have access to.
I mean, if you have an Xbox right now,
you probably have a Game Pass.
You should have Game Pass. I think people over the years, once we finally get Elder Scrolls 6, might figure that out. TVH?
I don't think it was going to come to the PS5, and Lord knows the PS5 needs some games, because outside of Ratchet and Clank.
Ooh, all right, you poked it with a bigger stick than I poked with.
The G4 villain, baby.
See, all four of us are in unanimity,
And that's why you have a PS5 and like, I don't have any games!
So I think this is kind of like what Bobby Kotick's relationship to his board is.
Yeah. So he stated the PS5 had no games for this year, and that set these Sony guys off. Apparently, like at first she set these guys off, and now this guy's making the same sentiment. PS5 is not doing that great this year. These Sony guys just can't handle it. But let's see some of the comments people had to say about this. I don't think they count the games that came out on PS4 last year as new games just because they released on PS5. If you had a PS4, it ain't much of a big deal. It's backlog material. Yeah, it's like Ghost of Tsushima was a great game, but I played that on my PS4 Pro when it first came out. But it's like, sure, it got new content with Director's Cut, but it's not like it's like a must-play game. I mean, like, it was okay. They got enhanced graphics, enhanced, I guess, like frame rate and stuff like that, but it's the same game, and I played on PS4. It's the same game with more DLC content added to it. But yeah, PS5, in my opinion, has been pretty dry. But let's see. This guy says, Returnal is niche, saying with Deathloop, and not everyone plays DLCs. It's disgusting when it's uplifting Xbox, nobody calls it out. But if it was the other way around, it would be considered toxic or fanboys. Returnal wasn't really that fun in my opinion. Also, I thought people hated Deathloop on PlayStation, and the other three are just re-releases with DLC, and also in this instance, Black Hokage is referring to the lack of fun multiplayer titles. Let's see. Spider-Man Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, Kenna. It's like, Spider-Man Miles Morales, sure, I think that's like a staple. Like, anyone who buys a PS5 is probably going to get Spider-Man Miles Morales, to be honest. That's probably like that game probably has a high attach rate with the PS5 audience. Demon's Souls, the same PS3 game, it's just upgraded visuals and probably a better frame rate, the same game. Kenna, it was okay. It was a decent game, which is on PC as well, but it was a decent game. Let's see. I don't think remastered PS4 games count as new games just because Sony slapped a PS5 logo on the cover. Deathloop is a very good game. Personally, I couldn't care less about the PS4 releases as I played them a lot originally. Yeah, a lot of people are not going to buy these same games over again. Just being honest. It's like you play Ghost of Tsushima, you're probably not going to... I mean, I guess a few people might buy Ghost of Tsushima again with the DLC expansion pack, but a lot of people are not going to go back to Ghost of Tsushima again, to be honest. Because they say Director's Cut is PS5 version. G4 came back, and they're gone. I don't know what he... did they get shut down? What is he talking about? Isn't G4 still going? I don't know what he's talking about. Some of the best games I played genuinely. And this is why I stopped watching G4TV. If I were them, I wouldn't unpack. It's the total one-sided size that ultimately spelled its demise in viewership to begin with. I really wonder if there are people who even have a PS5. I have all 3 consoles and the most plays PS5 and Switch. It's just their opinions. Everybody has them, whether you agree or not. Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox all have games. They may not be games you like to play, but they all have games. That's what I've come to understand from people who say platform A doesn't have games. They're really saying I don't like any of the games on that platform. The funny part is that Adam's face when she is saying these things, you can tell he wanted to chime in but held his tongue. Fact: the G in G4 actually stands for L. What? So they can acknowledge when a console has no games. Good to know. I never saw this program before, and I don't like to judge someone on a 1-minute clip, so I checked other videos, and in the PlayStation 22 expectation, she said that she can't wait for God of War and Horizon to be released, that Ghost of Tsushima is the best IP of the decade. Isn't that this is representative. Okay. And once again, it didn't take too long to see some type of meme or gif of people saying Microsoft is paying these guys off. Jeez, it's not like, I mean, it's not PlayStation. We had a great of a year. It just is what it is. But it's just like you say that apparently Microsoft has paid you under the table or something like that. Damn, those free Xbox gifts are really paying off. Paying off from Microsoft. SMG crazy. That's cringe as F. Maybe Remastered is not a new game. Maybe. Love Adam since the X-Play era. I'll give it a pass on this. His channel just new and need extra funds. My man never played Horizon. He obviously only had a PS2 and loved Ratchet and Clank on the PS2 and played Ratchet on the PS5 just for nostalgia. Copium. All I think is these guys are clones that were just created. I mean, where have they been over the past 9 years? PlayStation have released almost as many exclusive games over the past 2 years that Xbox did all last generation. He was talking about this year. I was like, are these people slow? I'm pretty sure they were a discussion about this year for the PS5, and rightfully so. The PS5 really had no major great exclusive games so far. It's crazy because for the last decade, the game of the year has been exclusive to PlayStation. If you have an Xbox, you probably have Game Pass. Basic arithmetic determined this is a lie. Never heard of that guy until recently, following up with the new G4 content. From what I interpreted, this guy involvement, he has a decent judgment and is critical over titles he likes or dislikes, like a Simon Cowell. He tends to just come off as a casual of the bunch. These people are hilarious. Let's see. Money exchanging hands once again. These guys are ridiculous with this whole Microsoft is paying people. Jeez. Don't be fooled. This was all calculated. They know what they are doing. The host gave them the assist to knock jokes down. They don't believe this, us. That's the paid influencer category then. Xbox marketing money. Jeez. I know it might be a strange thing to these Sony guys, but maybe Microsoft isn't paying these people. Maybe just because Microsoft is doing so many amazing things right now, while media is putting Microsoft in a favorable light this generation. Because Sony has been pretty dry, even with news. Sony has been dry with news. It's like, what has Sony been talking about recently? Nothing. They release like a few trailers for Horizon Forbidden West every now and then, but it's like they haven't released any big news right now. So, and the next big exclusive coming out is Horizon Forbidden West in February. And you got like some remasters of Uncharted in January. It's like, I kind of see why people are not looking at PlayStation so favorably right now. But they just assume that people are paying these guys under the table for some reason. I'm glad G4TV is back, but this is not what I was expecting. This is becoming more of a joke than an actual show. I guess not Kenna or Fist either. Absolutely wild, because this year for PlayStation felt like it had a bit of everything for everyone from Miles Morales to Returnal. Wasn't that last year? What are you talking about? That was last year. Yeah, I would say Miles Morales came out in 2020, not 2021. And they was talking about this year for games. Like, okay. Once again, the money exchange in hands meme. Jeez. Paid influencers. Let's see. Gears Tactics don't count. Flight Slim don't count. I don't know what he's talking about here. Let's be honest, since the launch of the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, both systems had just a handful of games to pick from. Returnal and Deathloop didn't exactly turn out as mind-blowing as I would even have to, and I wouldn't even mention the PS4 releases as something significant. Okay. Well, if these opinions keep up like this, I don't know what to think. I just don't understand how you could say that about PS5's library and then think Xbox's is better. I mean, maybe some people could think Xbox has a better library, have better services as well. They act like people can have opinions. Like, geez. Like, some people like McDonald's, some people like Wendy's, some people like Burger King. It's like people got options. Let's see. Just like PlayStation's community finds most of Xbox games boring, I guess the person also finds other PlayStation offerings boring. What type of revisionist history? So with this being said, Series X had absolutely nothing except the port of a game since launch until holidays. LMAO, well, 2 ports, forgot Flight Sim. This guy's butthurt. Didn't he play any of the games that were already released over a year ago on PS4? What the F? I'm seriously asking you, bro, who she, her is? Is she a gamer? I don't think so by her comments. To be honest, this was a really bad look for G4, coming from a guy with PlayStation in his handle. But he says, to be honest, this was a really bad look for G4 trying to regain popularity. I don't know who those guests were specifically, but at one point someone said Hogwarts Legacy was an Xbox exclusive. It was a really embarrassing moment for G4 to not even correct that person. Man, Frost doesn't know S outside competitive league. Okay. Bruh, Returnal, really? And what does it say? Oh yeah, when the devs told the PlayStation fans don't even play the game until the patch is available. Like, what type of nonsense is that? Don't play the game because your data might be corrupted while playing the game. That made no sense whatsoever. People were still hyping that game up. Why you gotta throw a whole prayer circle out to make sure your game doesn't have your data corrupted, but people want to like hype up this Returnal game like that? Like, that's just nonsense. Why is she so cringe? The Black Hokage should be ashamed of himself. I don't even own a PS5, and this guy's just BSing. The Black Hokage are both bots. G4TV should be banned for letting bots like them on the show. These guys are so mad, jeez. Some nobodies spending more time talking to us about consoles and actually playing games and people listening to them. I mean, this is a talk show. They talk about video games, but okay. That guy is capping so hard, he actually is wearing a cap. They just want attention. They are paid and delusional. Just a bunch of fake gamers sitting on the couch. They're paid morons, facts. You guys really need to stop listening to these nobodies on these podcasts. Now, I wonder, would these guys have the same opinions if they were just praising and kissing PlayStation's behind? Would they have the same opinions they have about these guys? Probably not. But because they're not kissing PlayStation's butt, they are the worst people. They need to be kicked off. And they're a bunch of nobodies now. That's just fascinating. Bunch of ignorant liars. These people are just so butthurt about this. Wait a minute, PlayStation has no games. I remember when they used to say this about Xbox. These dudes are delusional. These G4 asshats. Yeah, so I'm gonna conclude it right here. It is just hilarious how these guys are so butthurt that I guess gaming media is preferring Xbox right now. I was like, there was a time when they didn't prefer Xbox, but it's like Xbox doing a lot of positive things this generation. I just don't see why the Sony guys just don't. I think they do notice, but they just don't. They just don't want Xbox to get that attention because they try to downplay everything Xbox does. But Xbox doing a lot of great things this generation right now. So I'm gonna conclude it right here. Definitely want to see your thoughts about these guys hating the new G4 cast now because I guess a lot of these guys prefer what Microsoft was doing so right now at this current point in gaming. So definitely know your thoughts down below. Leave a like this video. As always, thanks for watching and peace.